Here's the thing, how to fake fluid sims. I'm going to show you how to do something like this. Step 1, get a video like this, top-down view of waves. Step 2, put it in Blender. Step 3, make sure auto refresh and cyclic are checked. Step 4, we gotta subdivide it a little bit. Alright, now you can add a subdivision surface modifier. And then click simple and make the level 7. We need a lot of displacement. Alright, now we can add a displacement modifier. And then we want to add a new texture. Click this button over here. And then go down here, and then we can choose our video texture. And then make sure to click cyclic and auto refresh again. And then this is where you can choose your frame range. So I want it to match my timeline, so I'm going to change this to 120. And then go back to the displacement modifier, and then for the coordinates, click UV. And then we need to change the strength. Try something like 0.0. Alright, that's way too high, so you can mess around and choose what you want. So you can see when we change it, it goes up and down. So I'm just going to go with 0.007. Alright, let's add an HDRI. Get this looking a little better. Let's try this one. Alright, that'll do. And so what we're going to do next is we're going to have 3 different materials. One's going to be for the water, one's going to be for the sand, and then we're going to have one for the foam. Alright, so first let's make our water material. First, just to add more detail, you can plug the video texture into the normal with the height, the bump node. And then, yeah, just from the strength way down. There'll be a little more detail. Alright, so for the water material, duplicate this, and then press Control Shift left click. So this is the one we're working on. Turn down the roughness, and then I'm going to turn the transmission weight up, and then change the IOR to 1.33. For the sand, just duplicate the principal BSDF again, and then Control T, find an image texture of some sand. For the sand texture, I turn the transmission weight down, and then you can turn the roughness a little bit up. And we can also plug it into the specular as well as the roughness. And then I'm going to add a color ramp in between the image texture and the roughness. And then also you can adjust the scale for your texture for whatever you want. Just did 4. Alright, and then if you want, you can add a little sandy. It's more of a sand color to this. So now that we have our 3 textures, we have the video texture, the water texture, and the sand texture. And we want to create masks so that the water texture will only be on this side of the plane, and the sand will only be on this part of the plane. So go to the main video texture and then do a separate color node. And this just turns it into black and white. Drag out and you can do a color ramp. And then just adjust it so it's just black and white. We want this part, the water part, to be black. So yeah, just adjust it and mess with it. And then we want another color ramp. So that we can include pretty much this, the foam part into the water mask. So that part's water too. And we actually want the middle part to be black. So just flip-flop these two. And so now this middle foam part is going to be combined with this black water part. You can combine these two color ramps with Shift, Control, right mouse drag. And I'm going to do multiply. Set the factor to 1. And we want it to be a little more black in the middle, so just adjust this one down here. And so this one actually, you want to invert the colors for this one because the white part is going to be the ocean, so we want this to be white. So you can just add an invert color node. There we go. Then combine these two. And this is the first mask that is going to control where we want these two. So just put that into the factor. And now, let's see, this is more reflective. And then for the sand, we can mix the sand texture with this mixed shader. And then use the other mask here for the factor of this one. And then to give the ocean some depth, you can just add a cube. And then bring it down to the same level as the water. And then we can make it a water texture by turning up the transmission, turning down the roughness, and then IOR 1.33, and then volume absorption. Put that into the volume, and then just up the density a little bit. All right. Add a camera. Let's see. That's how I made the scene you saw at the beginning. And if you just want to add even more realism to it, add a volume cube. Volume, add a volume scatter node. And you can also change your HDRI and experiment with different lighting. And then just to make this look better, I'm going to change my HDRI to have this beach one. And then adjust. Adjust that a little bit. I'm going to change my volume to bounding box. And then you can also duplicate this along the x-axis, so it'll go off in the distance more. And yeah, that's how you can make some beach waves in Blender.